Heels of the series that's gone national, international, developing beach volleyball to a level that we haven't seen in a while. We'll talk about the comeback of the sport. Certainly doesn't hurt if we have a world-class Olympic gold medalist on with us. Phil Dalhausser, along with Todd Rogers, won the 2007 AVP, or the gold in 2008, and he was AVP Tour champion, FIBA, FIVB world champ. A host of things, your business guy as well. How you doing, Phil?
I'm good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Well, excellent. And so, obviously, you're excited about the existing tour. Before we talk about your business and your gold medal acumen, talk a little bit about the tour that you're involved with today. I know it's coming to Fort Lauderdale Beach over this next weekend, and it's a season-long series, but give us kind of a snapshot about what the tour is all about.
Okay, so this weekend we're in Fort Lauderdale, and it's part of the FIVB tour, which is the international tour. And there's like a little series in the FIVB called the Beach Major Series, which runs all the biggest tournaments in the world. It's kind of like Grand Slams in tennis. They just run the biggest tournaments. So it's the first one of the year, and all the best teams in the world are here. And hopefully, plan is to walk out of here with a gold medal.
Yeah, you and everybody else, which makes the competition pretty exciting, I think, probably. So volleyball crescendo always during the Summer Olympics, 08, 12, 16. You won it in 08, obviously, contended elsewhere. Has the sport grown from a business perspective since your first gold in 08, and if so, how?
Actually, I think it's growing. In 08, it was we had a strong domestic tour called the AVP, which went bankrupt a couple years later in 2010. And we had options to play almost every weekend internationally. But now, last year we played, maybe 12, 13 tournaments, which is the least we've played in maybe in my whole career. And this year we're getting more opportunities to play, starting early, like I said, this weekend. But I think it's growing, and a big reason is because of the Beach Major Series.
You think the Beach Major Series, would you say, resurrected the sport after the problems with the AVP? What's your sense?
It's the AVP is on the up and up, if you will, as well. They just signed a deal with Amazon to stream on Amazon Prime, which is great for the sport. But as far as internationally, I think the Beach Major Series is kind of the only reason why we have a tour worth playing on, if you ask me.
And you're at the kind of top level of the competition. Clearly, I'm sure there are some at the middle or lower levels and just getting in that want as many different tours as possible, kind of like the web.com is for golf and the orbital tournaments for tennis as well. Do we ever get back to that? Is it only something that grows before like 2020 in Tokyo or 2016 in Rio, or are we at a point now where corporations are going to step up and sustain the stability of the larger tour again?
That's a tough question. Usually as we get closer to the Olympics, we'll see more tournaments pop up, and then after the Olympics, there's usually a lull. You would think it'd be the opposite. After coming off Olympics, a lot of people watch it on TV and stuff. You think it would bring more tournaments to the tour, but usually it's the opposite.
You're seeing LeBron James make $30 million a year. You're seeing the average baseball salary, even for the utility player in Major League Baseball, pushing $5 million. You're out there kicking butt with your doubles partner for hours. As far as you and a televised sport, you're carrying a lot more than guys in a team sport are concerned. Do you ever get jealous of those guys, or you're saying, I should be making that kind of coin?
No. I mean, those sports are just way more popular, more people watch. And, I can't complain. I do pretty good out here on the beach. And, literally the beach is my office. So a lot of people would jump into my spot if I were to retire or move on. So, like I said, I'm very fortunate, and I love it out here.
Well, your life's pretty good, and I guess you have some perspective. From Switzerland to Brooklyn to Ventura via Daytona. So, you've been able to see the world, and obviously you can see volleyball grow from all of those perspectives. Is it becoming more of a North American sport in your mind, especially with the colleges involved, or it's still just a California and Florida beach sport?
For girls, it has become a national sport. Now there's beach volleyball clubs popping up all over the place in the Midwest, up in the North. And so it's not only, in California or in Florida where you would expect it to be, but it's becoming indoor volleyball for girls, in my opinion, is now like Little League baseball for boys. Like almost every girl plays some sort of volleyball now, which is great.
Yeah, and it's only getting better. And I know it starts with the kids and certainly goes to the colleges. You're a UCF guy. You were obviously very influential in the college game. So do you think that the college game is getting the respect and the funding it deserves? Now it's a work in progress, I know, but is it moving in the right direction?
It is. Again, it's just for the girls. There's beach, sand volleyball programs popping up all across the country. It's not just UCLA and USC and Stanford or whatever that have beach programs. It's University of South Carolina, Stetson University in Central Florida, Florida State University. So it's just growing and growing, and soon I got to think that the majority of universities in this country will have beach programs for girls.
Phil Dalhausser, one of the kings of the profession. When you talk to a lot of the guys and gals in comparable places, and I know this is flattering, but from your perspective, the Cal Ripkens, the Michael Jordans, they all talk about how important it is to give back to their respective sport. You guys, Todd, others who made the sport what it is and was, how do you give back, and how do you deal with, is it an obligation? Do you do it out of the respect for the sport? What's your sense about the kind of generational legacy to all this?
Yeah, as I get older, I realize the importance of that, and my partner and I now do clinics around the country to kind of help out with teaching kids how to play. And the biggest thing for us is we see all these programs for girls. We're trying to get boys into the sport, because boys, they have so many options, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. The list is endless, golf, tennis. So we're trying to get some boys out there and out on the beach or out in the sand court in, somewhere in Ohio. So we have a new flock of talent, a new generation of talent to represent the U.S.
The boys go out because the girls go out, but the bottom line is you got to get the boys to feel like it's cool, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes easier said than done, but with somebody like you, I'm sure it takes it to the next level. So just a couple more. You're a UCF guy. How do you feel about your Golden Knights going 13-0 and winning the mythical national championship? They call it Alabama, but you guys really did it, right?
Listen, all of Orlando is saying that UCF won the national championship. They have a pretty good argument. They beat Auburn, who beat the two teams that were in the national championship, and they went undefeated. If you ask me, Alabama is the national champion, but I think they gotta maybe move the playoff to 8 teams or so, and then just get rid of the throwaway games that teams play, like an Alabama will play a small Division I school and win whatever 85-0. What about take those games off the schedule and then add a few into a playoff to give a smaller school like UCF a chance? That's why March Madness is so good. Is you have Cinderella teams.
And the bottom line is, listen, I live in Florida too. The governor had a proclamation calling you guys the national champions. That's all anybody cares about, okay? Forget the college football playoff. That's all I'm saying. So final question for you. Where are you going to be and where's the sport going to be in 5 years?
I'm 38 right now, so I will be retired. Hopefully the traveling wears on me. I have 2 little kids, so being away kind of sucks. But I hope the sport is bigger and better in 5 years. I don't know. I can't say confidently it will be, but I can cross my fingers and hope.
Well, certainly the guys like you have a long legacy to make sure it is in the future, and the business metrics are lining up, but certainly your perspective and your involvement